Hi, Andy Nelson. Today I want to tell you three ways, count them three ways that you can damage or sabotage your trademark rights. So in other words, don't do these things. But okay, here we go. Number one way to damage your trademark rights is be very unclear about what they are. I see a lot of people, a lot of businesses claim to have trademarks, whether it's a word, words, slogan, logo, but it's not very clear. The logo is buried amongst other artwork or other ad copy, or the words or the slogans are just buried in within other words. They don't pop out. So the consumer or your would-be customer does not make the connection between the mark or marks and the brand that stands behind it. They just don't pop, or there's no TM or SM next to those trademarks. So consumers can go, oh yeah, they don't consciously have this thought, but subconsciously they make the connection. So when they see it or hear it or experience it again, they come back to you and your brand. But if you blur that, it doesn't work. That's number one. Number two, not being consistent with your trademarks. You're always changing out S's for Z's and putting in apostrophes and taking them out. And, it's hard for a consumer or a customer to, again, make that very clear connection between a distinctly identifiable mark and the brand behind it. So you've got to be consistent. Being very inconsistent and meandering all over the place is not going to help build those rights. And especially when it comes time, if you have to enforce it at some point, a third party might look at you and say, what is your mark? Is it this one or this one or this one? So to build rights, you cannot just be scattered and meandering all over the place. And then number three is an easy one, and it's sitting on your hands. If you have trademarks that you are claiming, you've been using, and you believe you've been building rights in them, and other people are starting to use them in such a way that would cause confusion in the marketplace, because they're using on very similar or identical mark on very similar, if not identical, products and services, and they're junior to you, and they're going to create confusion in the marketplace where you're operating, and you don't do anything. When it comes time to do something later with that or another, would-be infringer, could very well be that you are legally incapable or unable rather to pursue your rights because you sat on your hands before, and the courts tend to not reward people for sitting on their hands. So if there's infringement going on out there or violation of rights, obviously it's hard to police every single thing out there, but you got to take appropriate action for the offenses that are particularly troubling. Some that are more in the pesky range, maybe you don't need to do that. But others that are straight down the middle, you got to police your marks, or you may have trouble enforcing them later. Okay, so anyway, those are three ways to really damage your trademark rights, prevent your rights from expanding and building. You want to do the opposite of all that. Anyway, that's it. If you have any questions about this video, leave me a note, or shoot me a note rather. Drop me a comment below. If you know someone who might benefit from this video, please feel free to share it with them. Until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.